Warrant of Sankosi, before you move off that paragraph 4, did you not say to Brigadier Mokoena that you are on a mission, you are going to an operation, and it has a time where you're supposed to meet on the other side at 7 p.m. and this will disrupt if you go to this sender's address, it will disrupt the operational plan. Did you not speak to him about that?
The only thing that I mentioned to him, because his initial wait when he called me, he said, "Are you able to talk?" "Yes, I'm able to talk." "What are you doing?" "No, I'm just preparing for that ops of network." I said, "Oh, ish. But now, listen here, we've got this urgent situation. I have sent you a WhatsApp on the group. Check the group and then rush there. I have also sent other members that side."
So you did say to him
correct.
That you are preparing for this operation in
correct.
the Northwest. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. I was still at page 2, paragraph 4, where you were telling us why you considered it to be an insignificant verification.
Yes,
and you
perhaps before you move on, something related to what Commissioner Baloyi asked. You, under the conclusion in your statement, you criticize Captain Kruger for not having stood his ground and not done every and anything Brigadier Mokoena wanted him to do. But I don't quite understand why you would merely have mentioned that we have this operation in the Northwest. Couldn't you too have stood your ground and said, "But Brigadier, there's a briefing at 7 p.m. There are colleagues who are already waiting for me in Pretoria. Why can't police who are close to this address, for example, sentence subs, go there? Why must it be us who are on this very important operation? Why must we go there? If you criticize Captain Kruger, should you not also be criticized on similar grounds, as they say, what's good for the goose, what is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander?
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. No, the criticism from me to Captain Kruger is the delay, this time that we spent there at the address. It's not about going there. It's about the delay, the time that he spent there. To me, I deemed it was unnecessary.
But should you have gone in the first place? Should you not have stood your ground right at the beginning and said, why can't people who are closer there be the ones who go to this address? You have just told us now.
Correct.
That is exactly what ought to have been done. Why did you not raise that with Brigadier Mokoena?
On this one, when he mentioned that he has already sent other people that side, to me, I didn't have that much power now to challenge him on that particular time. Because once we go there, there's going to be someone that is going to be in charge from us. Because you might find that maybe it's just this mere impersonating police, only to find that there is someone that has been briefed more than what I have been briefed.
Thank you, Chair. Warrant Officer, then I think you've addressed the issue about the insignificance of the verification. At paragraph 5, you then speak about what happens after your call with Brigadier Mokoena. Can you tell us about that?
I then proceeded to that particular, because I was being directed by the navigation from my phone.
No, just prior to that, if you look at paragraph 5 of your statement on page 2, after you spoke to Brigadier Mokoena, you say that you received another call.
Oh, And then I received a call from Captain Kruger. Because remember there, commissioners, I was supposed to go and pick up them, Captain Kruger and Constable Tukoveya from Pretoria North, to go to Northwest. So he called me after I have communicated with Brigadier Mgwen. And then he told me that, hey, Brul, you need not to go to that location that I have given you. I have been diverted to go to Santee. I also confirmed with him there that, no, I have also been called to that particular address. Is that 137? He said, yes, it's 137. I said, no, it's the same address. He said, okay, we're going to meet there. He said he's going to open the group and then he's going to put the members that are involved.
Okay, and then also in paragraph 5, you say when you were done with that call, you then saw the WhatsApp from Brigadier Mokoena.
Correct.
With the address.
Correct.
Do you still have that WhatsApp?
No, I no longer have.
Why is that?
The reason is the state phone that I was using, it was renewed. I was given another new phone, so I had to take the SIM card and put it on the new phone.
Okay, and then at paragraph 7, you deal with what you did after you received that WhatsApp message from Brigadier Mokoena. You say you were added to a WhatsApp group, and then what did you do?
I kept on driving, and then while driving, and then the Brigadier Mokoena kept on calling, and then, how far are you? So I was only giving him what the GPS is telling me, how far I am.
And how often would you say that he was calling you while you were making your way to the address?
It was several times, more than twice.
In a space of a half an hour?
10 minutes.
He was calling every 10 to 15 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. And you say that this irritated you. Why?
Yeah, for the same reason that I have already placed on record, that if this thing was so much urgent, it could have been handled in another manner by achieving the very same results of the local police station.
Okay, you also say in your statement that you were frustrated because when you were using the navigation system.
Yes, and then when you receive the call now, you have to stop the navigation, meaning that you have also to stop the car, because you will find that the navigation is set in certain distance, you must turn left. While you are busy driving, you might miss that particular road. You have to stop and speak to him.
And then at page 3, still paragraph 7, you can go to page 3, at the top of page 3, you say that during one of the calls, you complained to the brigadier about the traffic. What did he say to you?
Yeah, he said I must try to push.
What did you understand by that?
So meaning that you must switch on your siren now, blue lights now, so that the motorist is going to give way.
You also
meaning
said...
that, basically you must drive recklessly now.
And did you put on your blue lights?
I didn't, commissioners.
How did you drive recklessly? What did you do?
No, I didn't. I just drive as the cars are following the cars.
Okay.
I didn't deem to be necessary for me.
You didn't drive on the yellow line?
No, I didn't.
Thank you.
So you did have a blue light?
I do have.
Okay. And you decided not to use it?
Not to use it.
You also say that at some point you shared your location in the group. Why did you do that?
To avoid these constant calls.
Okay, if I can ask you to go to section 3 of the file, there should be a label that says BK3.
Section 3, is it front, back?
Yours is section 4, so 3 would be forward. And if you look at the labels, there should be a label that says BK3.
BK4, BK5.
Somebody will assist you now.
Mr. Mube, you say BK.
BK3 from section 3, yes.
Okay,
That's
in the last previous
Annexes to Captain Kruger's statement. Do you have it, Warrant
Yes, I
Officer?
do.
Okay. Can you go to page 10, the big number 10 on there? Do you have it?
Yes, I do.
There's a message there from W-O Malume TOM. Do you know who that person is?
That's me, Commissioners.
Okay, and at this point at 17:06, you're sending a message that you are 8 kilometers to the location, and then there's a live location.
That's correct.
Now, if we go back to your statement at page 3, at paragraph 8, do you recall who were the participants in that WhatsApp chat group that we just saw now?
It was myself, Captain Kruger, Constable Tikoveya, Brigadier Mkwena, Captain Sijane, and Chief George from Gauteng Traffic.
And you say in paragraph 9 of your statement that there were various exchanges of messages, and at some point you saw a message from Chief George. What did that message say?
May I read it?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Paragraph 9.
Okay. It's a legitimate SAPS operation conducted by a counterintelligence task team appointed by General Kumalo, with Lieutenant Kumalo in charge.
If I can ask you to go back to BK3, and if you can go to page 9. There's a message there by Chief George Traffic. Do you see it?
Yes, I do.
That's the message you're referring to.
Correct, Commissioners.
Okay. Now, earlier, there's also a message, a forwarded message on page 8, if you go to page 8, from Captain Kruger, which also refers to it being a legitimate police operation. But you don't mention that in your statement. Is there a reason for that? You only mention the message that comes later from Chief George. Do you recall that that Captain Kruger had also sent a message that it was a legitimate operation?
Oh, no, I didn't take note of it. I only take note of this one of Chief George, because there was an interesting question there that came after that from Captain Sijane.
What was the interesting question?
Do we stand down?
Okay, it's still on page 9. Do you see that message there from Captain Sijani?
Yes, yes.
Can you just read it into the record?
Okay, it shows a sign. I'm not.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Oh. And should we stand down? That's why I got interested now. I even park on the side of the road.
Why did you park on the side of the road?
I was waiting for an answer now. This answer, I was going to be the beneficiary of it.
And who were you expecting an answer from?
From the brigadier,
Why from the brigadier?
because here is a message is on, because brigadier is on the group. So when the brigadier is on the group, meaning that he's in charge of this group. So we are on this group because on his instructions.
So you were waiting for a response from Brigadier Mokoena to Captain Sejani's message to say whether you must stand down or not.
Yes, it's going to depend. It's either brigadier he communicate with Captain Kruger, because I don't know what they were talking about behind the scene. And then one of them could have give us an answer there.
Okay, so then Captain Kruger responds a minute later, still on way to confirm, Capt. So he's responding to Captain Sejani. What did you understand by that message from Captain Kruger?
Meaning that we're still going there.
Did you understand that to be an instruction from him that you must still go there?
Yes, because why I will say that, besides this WhatsApp group, there were communications on the radio that we were communicating amongst ourselves. The two-way radio.
Is that the Halo radio?
The Halo radio, that's correct.
Okay, there's a reference to that in the group where Captain Kruger says Halo radio's on. Is that what you're referring to?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. And I think that is on page 7. Can you go to page 7?
That's correct. Hello radio's on. Meaning that this is an instruction that to everyone that is responding there, he must switch on the radio.
And these are not just people that are in the WhatsApp group. If somebody else had received the instruction, perhaps, would they also be able to hear that? Or is it only for participants in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, each and every member of our office, he got this radio. It's a portable radio where we speak. Even if you are in Cape Town, we can communicate, me and you.
Okay, so there was communication going on outside of the WhatsApp group and the phone calls.
Correct.
And did Brigadier Mokoena also have a Halo radio?
But on that one, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because previously we used to be with him on the field. He used to have one, but now he's no longer on the field. I don't know if he's still on that one now.
Okay, so if we can then go back to page 9 where you, with Captain Kruger's message that says, still on way to confirm, Capt, you understood that to then be that you must still continue to go there?
Yes, because on the radio, prior to this or after this message, we were saying that, and then whoever comes first now, meaning that we have to stop somewhere so that we can get a briefing, exactly briefing, what there has to be exactly done there. That is what we were communicating there over the radio.
Can you just explain that, clarify that a bit more?
Like when we approach the scene, we don't approach the scene blindly. You don't just drive there and then now you say to, I have arrived, because that's how you're going to pick up problems. Because you might arrive there and then hear the bullet, now they are mooring you. Excuse the language, I'm just trying to...
I thought we had this conversation, Warrant Officer.
Yeah, sure.
You're betraying me now.
So basically, you don't approach it blindly. You must be strategic to approach that particular.
So there was an expectation from your side that at some point there would be a briefing before everyone arrives at that address.
Yes, correct. Because I even remember mentioning on this radio that the time that we have spent on the road, and then there is still saying that there are people in the house. There is no criminal who can spend that particular time at the address. The criminal just come and do, and then he goes.
Okay, so your point is you get the instruction at around 4 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, when you're sending your location, there's still an instruction to go to that address, and if it's criminals, you can't see why they would still be there for that long.
Correct, Commissioners.
And are these discussions that you're having on the Halo radio, is this just what you're thinking at the time?
Well, everyone who's thinking something, he was coughing out from Halo radio. Why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? We're sharing ideas.
Warrant Officer, is there a record of these Halo radio discussions? Is there somewhere where your discussions on the Halo radio ordinarily are preserved?
No, I don't think so. Let me not just commit myself there, Commissioners, because that Halo radio is not the police radio, actually. It's not the police-issued radio. Those Halo radio are it's the private companies that they are assisting us with them. How and where on that one,
You don't know.
I will never know.
All right.
Oh.
Thank you, Chair. I see that it's time for tea, or am I a minute early? Should I? I heard that. Thank you, Chair. Warrant Officer, if you can just switch on your mic. We were at page 3, paragraph 10 of your statement, where you were dealing with the information that had been posted that it was a legal police operation, and Captain Sejani's request asking whether, or question asking whether you should stand down. Now, we dealt with with Captain Kruger's statement that he said that he's still on his way to confirm, and you understood that to mean that you also still had to go to the address. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
You then say that you expected at some point that there would be a briefing, and that didn't take place at that time. Did it take place at any time before you arrived at the address?
It didn't, Commissioners.
Okay. Now, you also then post in the group, and we went to this on page 10, you post your location. Why did you do it at that point? I know you said earlier on that Brigadier Mokoena kept calling you, and so you just posted your location. You say that you're 8 kilometers to the location. Just tell us about your posting of your location.
The location is an indication to other participants on the group that I am on this location, and then the other one is going to also post so that we can see which central place where we can meet and brief one another.
Okay, so the expectation was still that there would be some form of briefing, even if it was close to the address.
Correct.
And then if we go back to your statement at paragraph 11, you speak about what happened when you arrived. Can you tell us what time you arrived at the address?
Thank you, Commissioners. I arrived there, it's just an estimation, about 5:15.
Okay. Can we go to page 10 of BK3? There is a message from Captain Kruger standing off brig, and that is at 1710. BK3, page 10.
BK4, BK5. Yes, I'm there.
Do you see the message that says standing off brig in green?
That is 17:10.
Yes, that is from Captain Kruger. What did that mean?
He has arrived.
Okay, he has arrived at the address. So when you received that message, do you know more or less how much longer it took you to get there?
4 to 6 minutes.
Okay, so your estimate of 17:15 is pretty accurate. Okay.
Correct.
So tell us what happens when you arrive. What do you observe?
While I was on that particular street, because my live location and live location of Captain Kruger, it was showing that we are at the same place. But I couldn't see their car because there were a lot of cars that were parked. Captain Kruger, the car that was driving, it is a sedan. And then the cars that were lining up on the street, there were some other cars that the SUV shaped like cars. So I scanned around, I couldn't see their car. And then what I did, I parked at the rear side of that lineup of those cars. While parked there, trying to see where exactly they are. And then I decided to leave my car there to take a walk. And then before that, I realized that I had my tactical belt with all the equipment, like a firearm, magazine, pepper spray, handcuff, everything. They were exposed. So I had to take off that belt and only take my pistol and hide it in my body so that anyone cannot see me with any weapon. And then I walk towards the gate.
Now, at paragraph 12 of your statement, if you can just go there, and you addressed this earlier, you speak about the number of vehicles at the scene an hour after the initial call. Why was that peculiar to you? If you look at your statement, paragraph 12, starting on page 3, at the bottom of page 3, and going to page 4. The sentence starts, however, it struck me.
Must I read it or must?
You can just tell us what it is about the number of vehicles that were on the scene an hour after you initially received the call that was strange to you.
Yeah, it's because if there was any criminal element that was happening there, I would have found everything cleaned. The alleged suspect or the bogus cop, they would have been long gone.
Or at least when they see you coming, they would try to disperse. They wouldn't continue with what they are doing.
Commissioners, where I parked, no one could see me because I parked at the rear side of the back of the car, of the cars that were parked on the side of the road. So the distance, it was about 20 to 30 meters. Even if I parked there, no one could have noticed me.
Why did you park like that? What was the purpose for that?
That was for safety precautions for me because I couldn't see where was Kruger and Captain Kruger and Constable Tikoveya. So, but the location is stating that they are around me there. So now I decided that let me walk so that I can scan. As I've already mentioned, you don't approach information like this blindly. So I had to use my own strategic way to approach the gate.
So even though you had already received information in the WhatsApp group that it was a legitimate SAPS operation, you still couldn't approach it blindly, the scene blindly. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. What I did there, before I alerted my car, there was a car that I parked at the back. And then if I remember correctly, it was a black BMW. on my state phone, I've got an app where I can inquire the ownership of anything on my phone. And then I did inquire of one of the cars, and then this car came out as it's a police car from KZN. So now, to me, it was a confirmation now. It confirmed that message. It was a legit police, legal police operation. So here is the car now of the police.
And this is before you had even seen Kruger.
Correct. Correct, Commissioners.
Okay, you can continue because that's at paragraph 13 of your statement. You speak about scanning the license plate of the black BMW and seeing that it was a SAPS vehicle. And that indicated to confirm to you that it was a legal SAPS operation.
Indeed.
So what did you do next?
And then I walk because there was no speed. Because once if I can come with my car, they will be blocking the traffic for other road users who will want to pass on that particular road. So I decided to leave my car there, and then I walk so that I can find where is Captain Kruger now, because Captain Kruger is the person that got more information about what has to be done here.
Okay, you may proceed.
I walk, and then I found them next to the gate, leaning, and then next to the gate there were people at the gate. Those people, they kitted up. When you say kitted up, meaning that you've got all your police equipment on you, bulletproof, everything, and then the bulletproof is branded clearly with a big font, police. It's the same bulletproof that we are wearing.
Okay, and then did you observe Captain Kruger and Constable De Gavea at any point?
Yes.
Where were they?
They were leaning on their car in front, next to the gate, facing oncoming traffic of the road.
Okay, we're now at paragraph 14 of your statement, just to orientate you. So you approach Captain Kruger. Tell us what happens.
And then immediately, when I find them there standing, and then I then ask him, and then what are we still waiting for? Because you can see this is the police. Because if I remember correctly, on my site, they said go and verify if they're bogus or not bogus. So while asking Kruger, I thought maybe he had more information that I had. That's why I asked him that. Why are we still?
So as I understand you, by that point, the purpose of your mission had been achieved.
Completely accomplished.
And your bigger interest was to get to the operation in the
Northwest. That's correct.
More or less, what time was this? Do you know? I mean, I won't hold you to it, but what time was it, more or less?
The time when I was
asking
meeting
this
them,
question,
that is going to be between 15 and 20 past. Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner. And what did he say to you? What was his response?
He told me that he's still waiting for the team leaders of the people as per the instruction of Brigadier Mkwena. He needs to speak to the team leaders there.
You say he said he needs to speak to the team leader as per Brigadier Mokwena's instruction.
Correct.
And what did you make of that?
To me, it irritated me more.
Why?
Because now where we have arrived here, we receive a message that this is a legit, while coming, we'll receive a message. That message was a hint. It is a legit message of the SAPS. I arrive there, I see the car of the SAPS. I go to the gate, I see people wearing, you can see these people, they are police officers. What more now need to be verified? That's what irritated me.
And do you know if Captain Kruger was aware that the black BMW was a SAPS vehicle?
I did inform him.
When you saw him that first time?
Correct.
And what was his response?
He told me about Brigadier Mkwena.
What was it that irritated you about him referring to Brigadier Mokoena all the time?
Yeah. Because to me, it shows that now, as far as I know, if you receive an instruction from the commander, they give you a task. Go and do this task. The how part to do that particular task, the commander got nothing to do with that. The how part is solely on you, the executor.
And so, okay, so can I just take a step back? You say that you were irritated by Captain Kruger referring to Brigadier Mokoena all the time. Just tell us, what was your relationship, your working relationship like with Captain Kruger at that stage?
Before or
Yes,
during that
before
time?
6 December.
No, we were working as colleagues. We were sharp.
And how long had he been in the unit?
I think he was 5 months, 4 months, somewhere there, if I remember correctly. But he arrived at our office on that particular year.
So he was relatively new.
Correct.
And you say in your statement that he used to seek advice from you.
That's correct.
And in this instance, did he seek advice from you?
He didn't. He just told me about Brigadier Mokoena. Because normally, on a situation like this, and then here is the police, we confirm it's the police, and then we combine our heads together, and then what to do now? We share a suggestion amongst ourselves, not someone that is not here. But instead, he decided that no, the only weight that is going to take is the weight of Brigadier Mokoena. So that is why I said, no, if it's like that, let me leave him to do whatever, what he thinks that is all right on that particular time.
If that was your position, why were you still on the scene? Why didn't you just leave?
Because I have to wait for them. I have to go with them to Northwest.
Okay, so your sole purpose for still remaining there was that you were waiting for them to finish.
Yes, because I remember telling him that he must phone Captain Sijane to tell him to stand off for coming here, because it's no longer necessary.
And at that point, Captain Sijani was still stuck in traffic.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And do you know if he did instruct him to stand down?
I will presume, because he didn't arrive.
Okay. Then just returning to your statement on page 4 at paragraph 15. Do you know if Captain Kruger ever did speak to the team leader of the operation?
Yes, there was a stage, there was a gentleman that came out from the house, and then Captain Kruger, they met on the middle of the road, because someone from the gate, he pointed that gentleman to Kruger. And then at that stage, Captain Kruger has already shifted his car and parked it on the pavement on the other side of the road. And then they met there. I remember they shook hands, and then they walked towards Captain Kruger's bonnet.
And you don't know what they were discussing?
No, I don't know.
And where were you at this stage?
And then at that stage, I went to the buggy, because I parked my car at the rear side when I arrived. I took my car and parked it where Captain Kruger's car was parked, next to the gate.
Okay. And you also mention in paragraph 15, Captain de Gavea greeting someone. Can you just elaborate on that?
Oh, yes. There was someone, Constable Tikovea, that was communicating from that team that was busy in that particular house. But that guy was on the gate. The gate was widely open, So they were greeting one another, hey, who's it, what, as if the people, they know one another. And then I then asked Constable Tikoveya, hey, do you know this person? Yeah, this guy, I know him. I attended a course. It was a special task force selection course, something like that. They were together there.
So Captain Constable Degaveya recognized and spoke to somebody that was part of the takedown team.
Correct.
Okay. Then at page 5, paragraph 16, you speak about, now you've already told us that you moved.
Advocate Siggles, do you mind if he reads into the record the last sentence of paragraph 15?
Can you read into the record the last sentence of paragraph, should it be the last two maybe, from I asked, I also heard Constable, do you see on page 4, paragraph 15?
Yes.
The sentence that starts with I also heard Constable Degaveya. If you can read that into the record.
I also heard Constable Tikoveya greeting one of the members executing the operation. I asked him if he knew the person. He told me that he had done STF Special Task Force training with this person. Again, this was a further confirmation for me as Warrant Officer Nkosi that we did not have to be at the scene.
Thank you. Then paragraph 16. This is after you've now moved your vehicle and smoked a cigarette. You noticed another vehicle at the scene. Can you tell us about that?
Paragraph 16.
Yes, an unmarked vehicle.
There was a Golf 7 that arrived there. When I checked this Golf 7, it's a Golf 7 from our office.
How did you know it was from your office? And when you say your office, what do you mean?
Tom's office.
How did you know it was from Tom's if it's unmarked?
No, we know our cars.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, proceed.
Yes. Even the occupants who were in the car is the people that we work with.
Okay, and who were they?
It was Warrant Officer Dlamini and Constable Vilakazi.
So they from your Tom's office?
That's correct.
Okay, can you tell us what you did when you saw them?
By that time, Captain Kruger was busy with that gentleman on the bonnet of the car, on the other side of the road. And then they parked next to me and asked me, and then what is happening? I said, I know, it is already sorted. These are the police officers. And then Constable Vilakazi stepped out from the car. And then he came to me and greeted me like exchanging fist. I don't know if it's a correct word.
Yes, bumping fists, yeah.
Yeah, bumping fist.
Yes.
Normally he calls me Malume. Hey, Malume, how's it? Aye, sharp. What's happening? I know it's sorted. The best thing that you need to do, you better rush to Northwest. The thing that we have called here is not on. Me, I'm still standing here because I'm waiting for Captain Kruger and Constable Tikoveya.
Sorry, let's just get this clear. Constable Vilakazi and Warrant Officer Dlamini, they are part of the Tom's team that was going to the Northwest.
Correct.
Does Captain Kruger know these two people?
Correct.
Did he see them on the day?
That's why now I will never know because he was busy with those gentlemen that sat on his bonnet. But I did inform him that no, I have excused. Because like him, he was a senior now at that particular, so whatever I do, I have to inform him.
Who could have called them to come to the scene, do you know?
Yeah, that's what surprised me because I checked on the group, on that particular group, to see if they were there on the group. And then they were not there on the group. And then while Constable Vigilahle greeting me, and then I asked him, and then what led you to be here? What are you doing here? He said, Brigadier Mkwena called me, referring to him. He said, Brigadier Mkwena, like I'm quoting him what he said. Brigadier Mkwena called him. And then I realized, because Brigadier Mkwena, when he calls me, he said he has already called other people. So that's why I didn't question much on that.
Thank you, Mr. Leader.
Thank you, Commissioner. And do you know whether Brigadier Mokoena had called Warrant Officer Dlamini?
I will not know. I will not know.
Okay. But he was in the same vehicle as Vigilahle.
Warrant Officer Dlamini was the driver.
He was the driver.
Correct.
Warrant Officer Nkosi, do you know which side Constable Nkosi and Vigilahle and Warrant Officer Dlamini belong to, Johannesburg or Pretoria group?
In terms of residence?
Yes, the way that you described it earlier.
Well, Warrant Officer Dlamini stays at Centurion, and then Constable Vigilahle stays at Soweto.
So they are the Johannesburg group.
No, Warrant Officer
Vigilahle.
Dlamini falls under Pretoria's group. I don't know on that particular day what happened for them to be together. I don't know that one.
Thank you.
Yes.
Did you observe any other Hawks members, not from Tom's necessarily, but any other Hawks members?
No.
Then if we can go to paragraph 18 of your statement. You say that you didn't interact with anybody from the takedown operation, except
No,
greeting them.
Except greeting them, yes, correct.
And do you know if Warrant Officer Dlamini and Constable Vigilahle interacted with any of the members of the takedown team?
No, because Warrant Officer Dlamini didn't step out from the car. And then after Constable Vigilahle stepped out from the car, Warrant Officer Dlamini went into the gate to make a U-turn. And then after making a U-turn, he parked next to me, facing the other direction now.
Do you know how long they were on the scene from the time that you observed them? So this would be Warrant Officer Dlamini and Constable Vigilahle.
It was less than 5 minutes, because I told them that we need to rush that side.
Warrant
Yeah.
Officer, sorry.
After telling them that, no, they need to rush that side, because here it's already confirmed that these are the police, and then Captain Kruger is still busy on the, as per instruction of Brigadier Mkwena. I don't know what is he talking about, because they asked him, so who are those people that is with, and then what are they talking about? I said, no, on that one I don't know. Me, I'm just, if it was not for me that I have to go with them, myself, I would have also left them there and left.
Warrant Officer Nkosi, it might be an insignificant detail, but in your paragraph 16, you say that in line 1, 2, if you go to line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's a statement there towards the end. It's a sentence there that says Warrant Officer Dlamini. Can you see where I am?
Yes,
You say,
towards the end.
yeah, you say there in that sentence that he was standing, Dlamini was standing next to the car when he asked you what was happening. And then I understand you now in your oral evidence to say he never came out of the car.
That's
Is there
correct,
something you
Commissioner.
want to correct?
Maybe it's just the wording here. He didn't step out from the car. He parked the car next to the car, next to my car.
Okay.
Correct.
So it's incorrect where it says he was standing next to the car.
Correct.
Thank you.
So the person that was out of the car was Vigilahle.
Correct, Commissioners.
You also, while we going back, you also describe the attire that was being worn by Constable Vigilahle. Can you just tell us about that?
Yeah, the only attire that I could remember is a top that he was wearing. He was wearing a golf T-shirt with the branding of the DPCI.
With the branding of the DPCI, the golf T-shirt.
Correct.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question? We had evidence on Friday that the Tom's team, Thursday, sorry, Friday was an off day, that the Tom's team does not have vehicles that are marked. But that was one of the people who gave the evidence. The other one said something different, of course. So can you maybe just assist us with that? So you're saying the very Tom's team that you are part of has cars that are marked Hawks, and they have T-shirts that they wear that are also marked Hawks?
No, commissioners, we don't have a car that is branded Hawks. Our cars are plain, yes. But we do have the T-shirt caps of the Hawks.
And you say the all sevens, you must know them. You know them because you know the Hawks cars.
I know our office cars.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Oh.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, now we're back at paragraph 18 of your statement. You speak about something that occurred while you were standing outside. You were outside and leaning on the bonnet of your vehicle waiting for Captain Kruger and Constable de Gouveia.
Correct.
Please proceed. At paragraph 18.
18. After they have just left, Constable Vigilahle and Warrant Officer Dlamini. And then I was approached by a gentleman unknown to me. He was coming on the other side of the road. Because when I arrived there were other people who were standing on the pavement on the other side of the road. I presume that it was just the inquisitive people. When there is something like in a township, when they call it normal abondaba, when something is happening there, and then they want to see what is happening. So I presume that it was those type of people. And then that person crossed the road and walked towards me. And then he greeted me, I greeted back, and then he asked me, are you guys from the Hawks? I said, yes, why? And then he further told me, he's the one that, like I'm going to quote, I'm the one that called Patrick, unquote. And then I asked him now it was getting interesting to me now. And then who's Patrick? And then he said, Patrick is General Mboto.
Can you just go back? In your statement, you say that he approached you, you introduced yourself. Who did he introduce himself as?
He said he's Mr. Mtetwa.
Okay. And you, as you said now, he said to you he's the one that called Patrick. You asked him who's Patrick. But before he gave you the answer, you say that he made a request to you to move.
Correct.
Can you tell us about that?
He told me that if you can step out from, because I was standing next to the team that was the team that was doing operation in that particular house, because we were about 3 meters away. They were about 3 meters away from me. That I presume that whatever the guy is saying, they could hear. And then he asked me that if he can speak to me privately, and then of which I refused.
Why did you refuse?
Yeah, I think now it was on my side. I just made my mind that it's going to be unfair to these people that were on encroaching on their operation. Now, yes, someone is coming, he wants to speak to me privately. The better way here is to be transparent to them.
Okay, proceed.
That is a thought that came to me. It's better to be transparent. Whatever the guy want to speak, he must speak in their presence.
Continue.
And then I refused the request. But I didn't tell him the reason. I said he can speak, and then just never mind these people. He can just speak to me. And then he said, no, the reason for me to call the general is because I wanted to know this police, they've got a right to be in this house, and then they've got a warrant of arrest to arrest this person who's inside the house.
Sorry,
And then-
Warrant Officer, can I just ask you, who is General Mboto?
General Mboto is a divisional commissioner at the DPCI head office.
Sorry for interrupting you. You may proceed.
And then I further asked him, do you stay in this house? He said, no, he doesn't stay in this house. And then this house belongs to his family member.
Continue.
And then, if I remember correctly, while I was explaining, I asked him before that, you and General Mboto, who are you? And then, like basically I was asking you, what is your connection, you and General Mboto? And then he told me, he spoke in Zulu, no, so basically in the township lingo, is your old friend, old pra.
And what was your response to that?
If I remember correctly, there was a stage where the team guys who were there, they were clapping hands while I was interacting with these guys, because now their numbers, they became bigger now, meaning that they had interest on this gentleman.
Just clarify that for us. Whose numbers became more? The members of the task team, of the people that were undertaking the takedown operation.
Correct.
Okay, so when you initially started your conversation with Mr. Mtetwa, there were a few of them, and then they increased in number.
Correct. Even after, because the guys, now he started walking away while while walking away, I was explaining to him that if you are not staying in this house, the police, when they do their job, they're going to explain their presence to the people who are inside the house, not just randomly someone that is on the road. So that is when now he was drifting away from me.
When you say drifting away from you, you walked away.
Walk away.
Okay.
Yes.
You say in paragraph 20 on page 6 that you tried to get more information from him. Did he give you anything further?
No, he didn't, because he was walking out, because I didn't want to follow him back.
Okay, what did you do next?
And then I went to Captain Perry and informed him about this guy. And then while the guy walking away, he went and stand next to the car. He was busy with another person there. And then I took a picture of him with that car.
Can I ask you to go to section 3, annexure BK5. The label is BK5. And it will be page 21.
I am there.
Sorry, before you do that, you mentioned Captain Berry. Is that Captain Kruger?
Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner. It's his first name, so it's Captain Kruger.
Thank you.
Captain Kruger. I'm sorry about it.
Thank you.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Can you tell us who took this photograph?
That's me.
You
myself.
took it. You took that
I
photograph.
took it.
Okay. Why did you take it?
Yeah, this person became a person of interest to me
Why?
because all those frustration that I had and the irritation now, it became now, because now we were there to serve the interest of this gentleman, not the interest of the police.
Why do you say so? First, tell us who this gentleman is and which one are you referring to?
He's the one that is holding his hands at the back.
With the dark T-shirt.
Correct.
And who is this gentleman?
He introduced himself as Mr. Mtetwa.
Okay. So why do you say that you were serving his interest?
Because we were there for him, basically.
Why do you say that? Based
Because
on what?
he's the one that made the call, and then that call made us to run around to this place.
Is that what you thought at the time, based on what he told you?
Correct.
Okay. But you don't know whether Brigadier Mokoena, as a fact, instructed you because of this gentleman's call. You're just assuming.
Now, Brigadier Mkwena, he said he was also instructed.
Yes.
Yes.
But you don't know what the basis for whoever instructed Brigadier Mokoena was. You don't know that it was the call from this gentleman.
No, I didn't know.
But he did say to you that he's the one that called General Mboto.
Yes, he just said this out of volition. I didn't request him any information. He just told me.
Did Brigadier Mokoena tell you that he got his instruction from General Mboto when he called you?
Oh, I can't remember correctly, but he mentioned something about General Libya.
Okay.
Yes, he mentioned something about General Libya. He said he's with General Libya at function something. They were together there.
At a function.
Yes, and then General Libya doesn't know that there are people that are at that particular address.
Okay. And so you say that after your interaction with this gentleman, Mr. Mtetwa, you went to Captain Kruger and informed him. What did you tell Captain Kruger?
Even though I cannot use the exact word because sometimes we speak datimus on the field. Basically, I'm trying the words that I will filter them so that it's going to suit the purpose. Because the exact... No, I was saying that this is the person that made us run around like fools. I show him and then I send these pictures to him because now remember when he's there, he's the one that he must give feedback further upwards.
You shared the picture in the group, not so?
No, I sent it
You
to
gave it to
Captain
you sent it to
Kruger.
him, all right.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you.
You sent the picture to Captain Kruger.
Correct.
And then you say that you also did a motor vehicle search.
On that car, yes.
Oh, is that the one in the photograph?
Yes, it had a personalized registration number.
Please don't read it into the record.
Yes.
And what did it indicate? What was the result?
And then the surname the gentleman he gave me when he introduced himself, it came out with the very same surname.
Mtetwa.
Yes.
So the owner of the vehicle in the photograph is also Mtetwa.
Correct.
Okay. And you then put 2 and 2 together that he must be the owner.
Indeed.
Can I just ask you, what did you tell Captain Kruger? I know you said this is the person that made us run around. Did you tell him the details why you were saying that?
Yes, I told him that I just spoken to him now. And then before that, I asked him about Dlamini and Vigilash story. I asked them that. Dlamini and Vigilash, they were here. You have any knowledge about why they were here? He said, no, he didn't have any knowledge. He said, oh, they were here. I said, yes, they were here.
Okay. And then insofar as what you told him about your interaction with this gentleman,
yes,
with
and
Mr.
then I
Mtetwa.
told him about this gentleman. And then this guy was still also standing there speaking with this gentleman. And then I said, don't look at him. I'm going to send you on the phone. Because I didn't want this guy to see that we were speaking about him. We were gossiping, actually, about him.
What I'm trying to get to is whether you gave him details about your conversation with Mr. Mtetwa, if you told Captain Kruger what Mr. Mtetwa told you.
Yes, I did.
What did you say to Captain Kruger?
I said he is the one that called, the guy told me that he's the one that called General Imboto. But it looks like these people, they are friends, because he is even calling him with the first name.
That's what you said to Captain Kruger.
Yes.
And what did Captain Kruger say?
No, he got surprised, but obviously that was confirming to me, that was confirming to him that we are here for something that is baseless. And then we must keep on spending some time here.
And did you also share the motor vehicle screenshot with him that showed that it was Mr. Mtetwa's vehicle?
Correct.
You sent that to Captain Kruger as well?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know what Captain Kruger did with those photographs?
While we were driving away, we were on our way to Northwest. That is where he sent those information on the group.
When you were leaving the scene?
I think we had already left.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I ask you to go to BK3 in section 3, which is the WhatsApp messages that we've been dealing with, and can you go to page 11? There are photographs that Captain Kruger posted into this group, and you see the first photograph is the one that you had taken.
Yes, I see.
Okay. Now, do you recall what time you had withdrawn from the scene?
It was before 6, if I remember correctly.
And do you know whether an instruction was given for you to withdraw, and if so, from who?
Captain Kruger asked on the group. And then Brigadier Mkwena responded and said, no, you can report. He said, even thank you, Captain Kruger and the colleagues.
Can I ask you to go to page 11 of that same BK3?
Yes.
This is a message from Brigadier Klenki, where he says, Captain Berry, thanks a lot, you can withdraw, bro. But there's no previous message from Captain Kruger asking to withdraw. Do you know why Brigadier Klenki would have sent this message in the group at that stage, at 1746?
Yeah, maybe because of their communication that I don't know what they were communicating about there. Maybe there was some communication over the phone or something like that.
Okay. And so you would have withdrawn round about that time, as you say, just before 6?
Correct.
Okay. So you say that while you were on your way, Captain Kruger then posts the photographs in the group.
Correct.
One of those photographs that he posted, if you can go to page 12, was the motor vehicle document that the screenshot that you had sent to him. If you see there at 1804, there's a MCD that says surname Tetwa. Do you see that?
Correct.
That is what you had taken.
Indeed.
Okay.
But sending to Captain Kruger.
Yes.
Yes.
And in response to that message, if you go to page 14 of that bundle, there's a message from you. Can you just read it into the record at 1807 and tell us what you were referring to here?
Yes, I was responding to that motor vehicle ownership, that site.
With Mtetwa's.
Correct. This is the person that called the Gen. Gen is an abbreviation for general.
And which general were you referring to here?
As discussed with Captain Perry about information, it's General Mboto.
Okay. And what was the response to that?
Brigadier Mkwena asked, which one?
And if we then go to page 15, there's another message from you at 1808. Can you read that into the record and tell us who you were responding to?
I was responding to Brigadier Mkwena.
And what are you saying there?
First message is Mr. Mtetwa. And then next message, he said he's related to the owner of the house.
And then there's another message, if we go to, still on page 15, where there's a photograph, that same photograph that we dealt with, but Mr. Mtetwa is now circled in yellow, and there's a message that says, this one brig. Do you know who sent that?
Is Captain Kruger.
Referring to Mr. Mtetwa?
Like he was specifically indicating, because there are two people standing there, which is which.
And he was also responding to Brigadier
Mkwena, clarifying that for him.
Before you leave the photos, Warrant Officer, I just want to clarify the timeline. So on page 15, you are sending those WhatsApps. You say, Mr. Mtetwa, he said he's related to the owner of the house. And I see that it is 1809.
Yes.
Are you still in Sandhurst at the time while you are sending these WhatsApps?
No, we are on the road now.
Are you now driving with Captain Kruger?
No. We still have to go. I'm driving alone.
You're driving alone?
Yes, Captain Kruger is driving with Constable Tikovea. We're still going to find out a spot where we're going to leave that car. But we are in motion.
Eventually, where did you leave the car? Captain Kruger's car?
The car, if I remember correctly, we left it at Hartepies Port Dam.
At a police station?
Yes.
Thank you.
Warrant Officer, in that page 11, where you page BK3, page 11, where you've got those photographs. You've got, are you there?
Page
11. You've just been looking at that just now, BK3, and then page 11.
Yes, I'm there, Commissioner.
Did you take all of those photographs that appear there in that shot?
No.
Okay. You took only Mr. Mtetwa's, the one that has Mr. Mtetwa.
Correct.
All right. And then when you turn to the next page, you've got the vehicle details of the Mercedes-Benz, which has the name Mtetwa. You shared that on the group. Did you share that?
Page?
12.
I didn't share it on the group. I shared it with Captain Kruger.
Okay. And then you go to the next page, 13. There are other vehicles there, and Isuzu. And then in the next page, there's a BMW in page 14.
Yes.
And then in page 16, there's it's a gray BMW. The previous one is a black BMW. And then page 16, it's the details of a gray BMW. And in the following pages, there are other vehicles. Did you provide that information to whether to Captain Kruger or to the group?
No.
Okay.
No, that app I'm talking about, Captain Kruger also got.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is not your work. It's not you who pulled
No.
down this information and shared it.
No.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We've now dealt with paragraph 22 of your statement on page 7. At paragraph 23, Captain Kruger asks if the group may be deleted, and then he does delete it. Paragraph 23 of your statement on page 7.
Yes, I think that was another day, not on.
Yes, on the 13th.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Now, one of the issues that arose from Captain Kruger's evidence is the issue of an inquiry number for this incident. Can you tell us what is an inquiry number and whether or not an inquiry number was created for this incident?
Okay, let me start, commissioners, and explain what do they mean when they say inquire. We've got 3 types of docket in the police. We've got an inquest docket. We've got an inquiry docket. We've got a case docket. A case docket is the one that goes to court for trial. The inquiry docket is for investigation purposes. Like if you are still busy with your investigation, you take 1, 2, 1, 2, you combine together. Once you are done with that, and then the inquiry docket can turn into a case docket. So let's start with the question. What is the question exactly?
Whether there was an inquiry docket, I guess, created for this incident, and should there have been one?
No, it was not created.
It wasn't created.
Yes.
In your view, should one have been created?
I will go 50-50 there. Initially, if the verification process was done in such a manner that there was no contact between us and that team that was executing there. Like, for instance, we go there, we verify these are the police, and then this is just a verification. We don't need an inquiry for that. It's like I will make more example to break it down for you so that maybe you can understand, commissioners. You get the task to go and see a source at this certain place. By then, there is no anything that is opened. You go and see a source. You hear what the source is saying. And then based on the assessment, what you get on the source, if there is let's take for instance, you see that, no, yeah, there is information that we can work on. That is when now you're gonna go and open inquiry. If you see that, no, this source is talking something else that doesn't make sense, I have already driven to the source and speak to the source, but now meaning that the inquiry is not necessary there.
And so in this instance, why do you say 50-50?
based because now of what happened, I don't know what transpired between Captain Kruger and the team leaders there and the calls, because there was a stage where they are making some calls, exchanging phones that I couldn't understand what was happening. Taking selfies, I don't know what was that for, because I was seeing this thing in a distance. So if there was something there that maybe was really necessary, it's up to Captain Kruger and Brigadier Mkwena if there was an inquiry to be opened. But basically, on the face value of it, there was no need for an inquiry.
Okay, so in your view, there wouldn't have been a need for the inquiry?
No.
Do you say that even though we know now from the evidence of Captain Kruger that he submitted a copy of his diary which recorded what happened on the day, and he took photographs and he ran the registration details of these vehicles, and they are shared amongst the group? I mean, it seems like that's gathering information. Do you still say that there wouldn't be an inquiry number? Where would that information sit in the DPCI?
That's where my other 50 goes. But as I said, it's 50-50. Because that is why Captain Kruger went beyond. I will put it like that. He went beyond, because now, here we verified these people are the police. And then our job there after that was supposed to go. Even those people, they were not supposed even to notice us that if there were other people that they were there. So now this interaction, the contact between him and those people, that is what now it requires an inquiry. A file, because now all those documents need to be documented.
Yes.
Yes.
And is it fair to say even his communication with the leader of the team, of the operational team that he found on the scene, that would go into part of the record that he puts together?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Warrant Officer, we're now at page 7 of your statement, which is the conclusion. Can you just take us through your conclusion in your... Firstly, you speak about the evidence of Captain Kruger that you had an opportunity to listen to. Do you want to provide us with your comment on that?
Yeah, because there was a stage where he said he didn't know the people from TPCI that arrived there. Because if he saw them that they did arrive, the people who arrived there is the people that he know. On my side, I presume that he didn't see Warrant Officer Dlamini and Vigilahle when arriving, because he was still busy with that gentleman that side. But now when he says that he saw the TPCI car comes and then from Joburg, what, these people they are from the office, they know one another very well. That is where now I couldn't understand why was he saying that.
And then another aspect that you deal with is insofar as Captain Kruger executing Brigadier Mokwena's instruction at paragraph 24. Do you want to deal with that?
Yes. Yes, Commissioners. As I've already mentioned on this part that we prolonged our stay there unnecessarily. As I've said that once you receive the instruction or a task, the executor, you as an executor, is solely up to you how to execute it. And then you're going to give feedback after. You are supposed to give feedback after we have left the scene and said, no, we saw is the police, the very same message that is there, it is confirmed. It's like that, without even speaking to those people. Because if Brigadier Mkwena wanted to speak these people on the phone, what. So now, that's why now I find it strange. Because now if you want to speak to them, you better drive here most to come and speak to them directly.
And so what did you make of Captain Kruger then not executing it perhaps in the way that he would have, but instead listening to Brigadier Mokoena?
He failed to stand on his ground.
Just elaborate on that.
I'm going to use another word now. I don't know if there is a common word. Like he didn't have balls. That is a common word that we...
Okay, I don't know.
I mean, he lacked courage.
We all know what it means. We all know what it means.
You, Commissioner, says that the legal mind people, maybe you're going to filter it.
Yes, please proceed, Warrant Officer, yes. And by that, you're saying that he didn't stand up for himself as he should have?
Yes.
How would you have done it differently?
The way I parked there when I arrived, or before we arrived at the address, we only sent one car. I parked the way I parked. And then you walk, you go and observe what is happening there. If you need to take pictures to prove that you were there, you can take pictures. You see that is the police. And then you come back. By that time, while you are busy walking there, you are doing your own observation and what. You come and tell us, this is what. And then we discuss, we make decision amongst ourselves. No, let's leave. Tell the brigadier and then we leave. That's it. Those people...
Warrant Officer, sorry to interrupt you. And you said that took you only 5 minutes to do.
Correct.
So you don't understand what the other 40, 50 minutes was for?
What is that for? Indeed.
Thank you, Commissioners. Is there anything else that you want to say, Warrant Officer, in your conclusion?
Yeah, but that is not on my statement. It's just that the thought of all this incident and then some other things that are happening in that office. Because I remember sometime, I think it was August this year, that's what the incident that reminded me of this particular incident. There was an inquiry, there was a request from Interpol to our office to trace a wanted fugitives. I think, if I remember correctly, it was people who were involved in the CIT at Zimbabwe. Those people, they were believed to be here in this country. The request was made to our office. And then the handler of the inquiry from our office traced those guys, because two of them, we successfully arrested them. There were quite a lot, a group of people, syndicate. Two of them were arrested. We assisted Interpol, we assisted them. And then there were other two that were successfully traced to be around Western Cape and Eastern Cape, two of the guys. And then there was a request to deploy to that area. The person who approved the deployment is this General Mbot, is the one that approved it. A request was made, normally as is being done. And then the finance people approve it, funds are available. And then General Mboto, he declined it. While declining, he signed and declined it, and then make a comment. On that comment is saying that, no, let the Interpol be assisted by the police, SAPS at Western Cape. So now, that's why it brought my mind, where is the consistency now? Here is a job need deployment. But now, if it's true, if this gentleman phoned him, so the very same advice that is advising our office, why didn't advise this gentleman to do the same? Where are you? I'm at Sandhurst. Here is the situation here. Go to the police station. This is what I just wanted to bring to your attention, even though it's not on my statement. But consistency looks like it's not the language that, which means somehow it works. They used to preach to us about this cost containment, what. But now, if it suits them, no, we overlook it.
Cost containment.
Cost containment.
Saving costs.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question related to what you've just said now. In your view, if somebody is impersonating the police or they're impersonating the Hawks, who is best placed to investigate whether that is true or not? Does it have to be the Tom's team, or it can be any police officer or even any other division of the Hawks? Because I understood from the evidence that we had on Thursday that the Hawks have an office in Johannesburg. It's
Yes.
just not the Tom's team.
Correct. So any police officer can confirm that. Because to add on that, commissioners, remember whether we are from the Hawks or we are from the dog unit, we are carrying the same appointment card. The appointment card is the same. How are you going to tell if this person is from the Hawks? How are you going to tell if this person is from the dog unit? I'm just making an example. Our appointment card is the same.
And last issue, the Hawks Johannesburg office, how far is it or where is it? If it's a sensitive issue, you don't have to give me the exact details. I understood from your evidence that you were in Springs, and that's 60 kilometers from Sandhurst. And Captain Kruger was in Pretoria North, which is also very far. And the other team was in Mogale City, which is also very far. The Hawks team nearest to Sandhurst, where are they?
Joburg and Jimmy's team as well.
Central Johannesburg.
Not at the central, because let me remember correctly. The old Johannesburg Stock Exchange.
Yes.
Yeah. Not at the police station.
Is it in Newtown? Yes. I think we know where it is. The
Yes,
shiny, next
because
to the
remember,
shiny blue building.
TPCI got some divisions. There are others who are sitting at the building of old commercial crime next to Joburg High Court. There are others who are sitting there.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Warrant Officer, in paragraph 22 of your statement, you say you left the scene at approximately 1750 after Brigadier Mugwena finally instructed us to withdraw. Did you hear Brigadier Mugwena give the instruction that you can now withdraw? Did he speak to all of you, or were you told this by Captain Kruger?
No, Brigadier, I'm going to send it on the group.
He said it on the group.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank
Is it
you.
on page 11 of the annexures?
PK3.
PK3, page 11.
Yes, this is, are you at page 11, PK3? I think you've already spoken to this. All right, you don't need to go there, Warrant of Sankosi, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you, Warrant Officer. That's the evidence of this witness, Chair.
Remember when I sent him, there were two things that we were interested in. Firstly, is it a legitimate police operation? And the answer I had gotten already at 1658, that indeed it is. Then I was asking now, did anyone tell you why who said he was sent there by Libya. And then when I eventually respond to General Libya, I'll be responding to both to say it is a legitimate police operation and that the leader there is Captain Wanda is confirmed that he never mentioned the name of General Libya.
Okay. Now, you just said earlier on that you were interested in two things. Was it a legitimate police operation? I think later on in your statement when we get to it, but maybe now is the time to deal with it, you draw a distinction between the instruction that you had given Brigadier Mokoena and what you heard during the commission's process was the instruction that Brigadier Mokoena gave to his team. Can you explain that distinction, but also then reference why you've now referred to it as your inquiry was whether there was a legitimate police operation?
Yes, Commissioners, my instruction to him was in relation to whether the human beings that were on the door, were they real police or not real police, right? Because someone has gone there, said it's from the Hawks, and the Hawks has confirmed they do not have an operation. Two was, if they were police, they further stated that they were sent by General Libya. So I wanted to find out, did those members who were there state that they were sent by Libya? But the snippets that I had of the commission, it appeared as if at some point Mokoena would have understood me to be saying, verify whether the operation is legitimate. And that was not the interest that I have. But when I hear other witnesses as well, they seem to be wanting to confirm whether they are police or not. So I don't know whether it's only Mokoena that was thinking of the verification of the legitimacy of the operation, because when I hear other witnesses, those that he tasked, they seem to have understood it correctly, that they wanted to verify whether these officers involved were real legitimate police officers. So that is what I was just trying to indicate.
And why is that distinction important?
Because to verify if the person is a police officer or not, all you need is for him to produce his appointment certificate. But to verify if his operation is legitimate or not, now you need to check whether there is a valid search warrant or valid warrant of arrest. Whereas it was not of interest to me whether they've got a J51 or 50, the warrant of arrest or search warrant. Of importance to me was whether they are genuine police, and as soon as they send a message that confirms that these are genuine police, my mission is finished.
But unless I'm mistaken, I think maybe about 3-4 minutes back,
Yeah.
you yourself said that you wanted them to verify if the operation was legitimate.
No.
I thought you used that.
If I said that, I would have been wrong. Because what I tasked them to do.
Where I'm getting with that is it perhaps not pedantic of you to want to make a distinction between verify whether the people were police officers or whether the operation was legitimate? I'm saying that because it may well be that they too did not necessarily seek to draw a distinction between the two. So that's why I'm saying maybe you are being pedantic. What's your comment on that?
Right.
Unless I'm wrong that a few minutes back, you yourself said you had sent them there to verify if the operation was legitimate.
You are correct, Chair. That's why I asked General Mboto. He said to verify whether it was a legitimate police operation.
Exactly.
And that's why I wanted him to clarify, make the distinction.
Exactly, General. So aren't you perhaps being pedantic? You yourself used the language that they used but you find fault with them if they use that language, the language that you yourself also used.
All right, commissioners, maybe it's important that I give the background to this, with what necessitated our interest in it. The problems that we were having when I arrived in October was that we had a large number of cases that were reported of people pretending to be the police. So the interest that I would have had is whether those people are not some of the people that have generated more than 30 cases. So that would have been the interest. So for this verification to assist us, it would have been if we verified whether these are police or not police. So if I have used a wrong attempt to say verify the operation, then it will miss the purpose, because the purpose is to verify if this is not one of those people that is generating cases. So I could have used the wrong word, but then that would have been a slip of a tongue. The correct one is to verify if this is a genuine police, so that if it not, it will assist in solving these 30 cases that we were having.
Yes, you have given us examples of those. I think they total 33 in DPM2.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
Sorry, Commissioner. In that context, the legitimacy of that operation would not assist us in addressing the challenge that we're having.
Is it possible that when you gave the instruction to Brigadier Mokoena on the 6th of December 2024 that you didn't make this distinction that you're making now, and he may have misunderstood the extent of the inquiry?
I would have thought so, Commissioners, if it wasn't because I see the other witnesses understood it in the correct context. So it would not have been possible for those other witnesses down the chain to have gotten the initial version had it not been conveyed so by Mokoena, because the only contact between what I said and what they thought they were going to do was Mokoena. So I'm assuming that Mokoena must have given them the correct version, otherwise why would they think so on their own?
And here you're referring to Warrant Officer Nkosi?
And
Okay.
Kruger.
Okay.
Yes, Captain Kruger, yes.
Thank you, General.
Can I ask a question? Just out of interest, General, do you know General Khumalo, who's referred to in page 18?
I know him very well.
Did you know him on 6 December 2024?
I've known him for a while.
So you could pick up a phone and ask him, do you have an operation in Sandhurst? And he would have solved your problem.
Indeed, indeed. That's why I'm saying, as soon as I got the message at 1658, I had no further interest.
No, but 20 minutes later,
yes,
you have interest because you now want to know who said they were sent by General.
Yes, yes, that is correct.
And 20 minutes later, if I'm not mistaken, you then insist on a response. So you want to know,
Indeed.
Brigadier, who said they were sent by General Libya?
Correct.
Which means you want the Hawks people who are there to interrogate the people at Sandhurst so that they can find out who said they were sent by General Libya.
All right. That is correct, Commissioner. Commissioner, these questions, I thought it's what they would have asked. So I was checking with Mokoena if in the response that they've already given him, did they mention who said it's been sent by General Libya, if they are General Khumalo's people. But General Khumalo would not have been able to answer that. So I thought when these colleagues come there, they will find out who's in charge. Now they know that it's Colonel Khumalo in charge. Then I thought they will ask, did any one of you say they came from the Hawks or you were sent by General Libya? So when I'm asking this, I'm asking on the feedback that Mokoena has received. If in the feedback, did he receive a response to that?
No, but you are saying, Brigadier, establish for me who said that he was sent by General Libya.
Correct, but that is immediately when he is sending, you look at the timelines, 1658, he's saying Khumalo is in charge.
Yeah.
And then I'm sending him a message back at 1704, 6 minutes later. I'm assuming that they are still together where they are to establish if there is anyone who informed the owners of the premises if they were sent by General Libya.
But this is where your statement does not make sense to me. You said earlier that you just wanted a car to go there and scan the area. Now, scanning the area is different from saying you now want the people who are there to be interrogated so that they can say who said they were sent by General Libya. That's the part I don't understand.
All right. Commissioner, let me move slowly. The first portion is when I did not know that the police are real or not. Because we only sent 2 vehicles, we did not expect that vehicles to go into the premises. So the first vehicle, my expectation was that it will scan and then report to us to decide what do we do next. But it appears now that that process has passed because they've gone to a point where they now confirm it's the police and Colonel Khumalo is in charge. Now, since they are now saying that means they're no longer just scanning and moving they've confirmed now that this is a real police operation. We are now comfortable with each other. We are police. Now, I want to know now because the initial information that we received was saying there are people here who say they're from the Hawks and they say they're sent by General Libya. Now, I'm saying since now Khumalo is there, they are with him. He says he's in charge. Can you tell us now who said he's been sent by General Libya? So that we could have, by the time I give feedback to General Libya, I should be able to say it's a legitimate police operation and the response is that no one mentioned your name. Meaning, whoever would have said to General Libya that they were sent by the Hawks would have been misleading him. That's the feedback I wanted to give.
Thank
You say you wanted to establish whether it's a bogus operation or not.
That's
and
correct.
you've explained that once they have verified, that's the end of the task that you have sent them to do.
Yes.
Why are you asking that question when you have now been told it's a legit operation? You've been told Lieutenant General Khumalo is in charge. You can speak to General Khumalo and raise whatever concerns you have. Why are you asking that question about who said they were sent by General Libya?
Thanks, Commissioner. Because I just needed a confirmation from them that they did not say that, so that I can convey the same message. Because a general who spoken to Khumalo or whoever it is, I think it was Wanda, who said, but we never mentioned General Libya's name. So that when I give the information back, by that time we are relaxed now, because we already know now it's the police now. So these are my colleagues. So we need just a confirmation from them. Did you say you were sent by Libya? So the most important part was whether this was a police operation or not. But once we've now determined that it's a police operation, we are no longer under pressure now. So it's my colleagues, but who said you were sent by Libya? So that we can give General Libya the feedback. So say, but those people never mentioned your name there. That was the purpose.
Thank you.
Just a follow-up question. When did you become aware? Because you say by 1704 you are relaxed because you now know that it is the police at the Sandhurst address. When did you become aware that 50 minutes later, the Hawks team that was sent to the Sandhurst address was still there? Because at 17:54, they were still at the Sandhurst arrest, 50 minutes after you became comfortable that this police operation.
No, I did not follow further as to whether the colleagues are there. But for me, I never had any further stress about this matter now, because now I know this is a genuine police operation. So I'm relaxed now, I'm not worried about it. So I would not have followed up to find out what time they left. Yes.
Having had the evidence in this commission, are you not bothered that 50 minutes after you became comfortable that this is a police operation, your Hawks members were still at the Sandhurst address while a police operation was going on? Does that not concern you now?
It did, because I could, maybe I should use the word, I don't understand why they were still there. I'm not really worried, because there could be a reason that they possibly have that I don't know. Because as far as I'm concerned, after 1658 or 1704, they would have been done with the mission that they were sent there to do. But if they're still there, it's just that by that time I became aware, it was during when they are supposed to be testifying in the commission, and I did not want to interfere with that process. Hence, I haven't found out from them, because there's a lot of other things that I would have been concerned about that I had on the commission, but I would not want to engage them until they finalize the giving of evidence in the commission.
So you did not want to interfere with the work of the commission?
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
General, you say that after they told you that it's a legitimate operation, at 1658 you relaxed. But when you look at page 18 and 19, these texts, at 1741 you're still asking for a response on who mentioned General Libya. And you ask that even after you are given the telephone number of Captain Wanda, who is in charge of the operation. So there's a good nearly 30 minutes when you, in fact, are interested in who mentioned General Libya, when you have long been told this is a legitimate operation.
Sorry, Commissioner Baloy, that is not a message from the General. It is from Brigadier Mokoena. His message is sent at 1718, which says any response to this,
I
and then
apologize
in
for that.
response.
Okay, I apologize. You can disregard my question.
Thank you, the Commissioner.
So maybe if we can just stay with that WhatsApp messages at page 19. You've explained that you asking who said that General Libya sent them, and then you at 1718 ask for any response to this. A response comes back at 1721, which just mentions Captain Wanda and J51 operation. Had you asked for any information about the operation that's being undertaken?
Just repeat that?
If you see the response from Brigadier
Page 19.
Mokoena, yes, page 19 of the text,
Yeah.
where it says, Jen, the members in charge, do you see that?
Yes.
Of the team at the address is Captain Wanda, and then a telephone number is provided, J51 operation.
Yes.
Had you asked for information about what operation was taking place?
No, not interested in it.
Okay, so the response that you're interested in is the one that comes at 1741.
That's correct.
And can you just tell us what that response was?
I spoke with Captain Wanda on a video call and confirmed J51 operation, but deny mentioning General Libya's name, Jen.
And this is Brigadier Mokoena now confirming that he spoke on the video call.
Yes.
Is there any further communication between you and Brigadier Mokoena after 1741 on that day that you haven't shared with us?
I don't think there was any further information because this is the message now that I forwarded to General Libya to inform him. Because for me, this response is now complete.
And if we look at your response to General Libya on page 9,
Yes.
if you can go to page 9 of the bundle,
Yes.
DPM1,
Yes.
you only forward to him the message that references his name. You don't forward the earlier message as well.
No, no.
Why is that?
Because that is the issue that he has raised with me. He has raised two issues. So there are people that say they are Hawks members. To that question, I've already explained to him before I dispatched the vehicle that we confirm that our component heads are not having an operation. Now I'm giving him a feedback to say, we have established that it is a genuine operation by the police. Captain Wanda is in charge there, but he denies ever mentioning your name there. And for us, for me at least, that has answered these two concerns.
And after your message that you forwarded from Brigadier Mokoena, General Libya responds much later that evening.
That's good.
Was there any communication between the two of you between 1743 and 2145 regarding this issue?
No, there wasn't.
And his response to you is, can you tell us what it is?
I usually assume that emoji to be meaning thank you.
And then was there any further communication between you and Brigadier Mokoena after he told you, he sent his response to you, which you've already confirmed there was nothing after 1741? I just want to make sure.
Yes, that was the last thing that was of importance to me about this whole thing. When he reports that it's a police operation, Wanda never mentioned a name of General Libya, that ends our interest in the matter.
Thank you, General. If we can go to page 6 of your statement.
6.
The heading relates to an allegation from a person on the scene.
Yes.
And if I can just give context to why you deal with this in your statement. During preparation of your statement, you were made aware by the Commissioner's evidence leaders that there was an allegation by another witness at the time his identity was not disclosed to you, and you now know that it is Warrant Officer Nkosi because he gave that evidence, that when he was at the scene, a gentleman approached him by the name of Mr. Mtetwa, who said that he was the person that called Patrick, and Patrick was identified by that Mr. Mtetwa as being General Mboto, which is you. You were asked whether in light of that information, you still wanted to proceed to give your evidence before the Commission or consider your position insofar as this may implicate you, and you've elected to continue to give your evidence as you have now done, but you wanted to deal with this allegation in your statement and your evidence. Yeah. If you can deal with it now, and you have seen the photograph, but I'm going to project it again, and you can find it at the section that is section 3, BK5. It should be the first photograph that you see at BK5. Can you address this allegation, please?
Thank you, Commissioners. I did not receive any call from a person called Mtetwa, and the person displayed on the picture, they have never seen him. I don't know that person. But if he had called me, I would have appreciated that call, because if he did, it would have given me more information that I would have given to Abo Mokoena to operate. For example, from the time Mokwena's team left until they arrived there, I don't even know how they managed to get in because I had not given them sufficient information. They had no contact number of the person that would have been there. So if this person was telling the truth that he called me, I was not going to request that information, the address to starters, for starters. I was not going to request that from General Libya because I would have already been having it. But if this person called me, how General Libya would know that someone who called me, the address that I must send the people to is this specific address? Because General Libya would not have known of a call that I'm having with this person. But the address that I got and the address to which Mokwena's people went is the address that originates from General Libya. At some point, I'm asking General Libya for the contact numbers. But if I already had contact numbers from this gentleman, there is no more purpose for me to ask for the numbers from General Libya because I'm already having the numbers. So, and also the issue that I thought was mentioned, that the purpose was to establish whether there was a warrant of arrest or search warrant there. But that message, if that is the driving message that initiates us, doesn't get conveyed to the actual people who are going to respond, because none of them responded with an understanding that they are looking for those. So it would have been very difficult for this version to be correct, because it would require General Libya somehow to know what communications I've had and to give me the exact address that this Mtetwa is at, but get it from General Libya, who was not part of the conversation. That was the part commissioners wanted to raise.
Is it possible that after you had spoken to General Libya, this person, Mtetwa, contacted you and gave you these details? That's why you never followed up with General Libya as regards the details of the person they will meet when they get to Sandhurst.
Yes, Commissioner, but if I had gotten that, it is helpful information. I should pass it to Mokoena, because it doesn't assist if it is with me. The only time that it becomes useful is when it lands to Mokoena. So if that was the version, Commissioner, that will be helpful, because then I'll pass it to Mokoena, so that the team now has a contact person.
So other than the WhatsApps that we see, did you have calls with Mokoena between 4 and 5 o'clock on the day in question? So was there telephone calls other than the WhatsApp messages?
Between 4 and 5?
Yes, on the 6th of December 2024.
If there was a call, it should be before that. It should be at the time when I'm looking for them to verify if they've got an operation. That is where the calls should be at.
My question is more specific. Between 4 and 5, were there any phone calls between you and Brigadier Mokoena?
I don't remember. And a call after that time, because at that time we were exchanging WhatsApps.
Yes.
So I don't remember that there would be a call, a physical call.
Because this is the sort of information that could have been shared during a phone call, even if we cannot see it in any WhatsApp.
But I would have thought that if there was a call, it would be on a WhatsApp call. So the WhatsApp would have reflected that, the WhatsApp communication, because we have not deleted anything up to so far. So that would be displayed if that was.
Because it worries me that General Patrick Dumisani Mboto is the person who sends the Hawks to this address in Sandhurst. and then there's a person, a certain Mr. Mtetwa, at the same address, who says, I call Patrick. Now, in this scene, the only Patrick that we have heard of is you.
Correct.
There's no other Patrick that we have heard of.
All right. But commissioners, this should not be a very difficult part for the commission investigators to establish if was there a call that I'd received. My handset is here. We can subpoena the Vodacom. There is so many ways you can prove whether I'm telling the truth or not.
And is that the only cell phone you were using on the day?
I only have one cell phone.
No, on the day, not
Yes,
now.
yes, on the day. Still the same number. I've had it for more than 15 years.
Is it a service cell phone or a private cell phone?
Indeed, it's a service. It's not
You did not have a private cell phone on the day?
no, I don't.
All right.
No, I don't.
I'm only asking these questions, General, because I want to, deal with the topic we are dealing with. That
Indeed.
There's a private person who says they called you,
Yes,
and we just want to get clarity on that. Thanks.
correct.
Thank you, Commissioner.
If I may, I think adding to that, General, there is the difficulty of the improbability of a member of the public who is standing witnessing a police operation and then approaching a member of the Hawks to say, I have called Patrick. And I must say, until I read your statement, I didn't know that your name is Patrick. But this person says to a member of the Hawks, I've called Patrick, but in fact, on the evidence that we have, Mokoena spoke to Captain Wanda on that person's phone, on Mr. Mtetwa's phone. That's who Mokoena spoke to. He spoke through Mtetwa with Wanda. And it's difficult to understand how this Patrick, this Mtetwa, would not have had the kind of connection that he has claimed to one of your people. And even if you heard about it during your engagement with the commission, it would be a curiosity, to me at least, that you have the information about Mtetwa, you have his name, his full names, you have his car details. You must therefore have his address, and that you actually do not investigate who is this person and why would he say that he spoke to you. Because it's quite serious that he invoked your name, and if you haven't investigated it, it would be a question of curiosity. Do you have any comment to that?
Yes, I do, commissioners. Commissioners, let's start on the day in question. What would have been the harm if I had received a call from Mtetwa? What is it that would require to deny? Because I don't know who Mtetwa is. I have not even heard of allegations that are horrible about him. So I can't see a motivation for denying having received a call from an ordinary member of the public. Had I received this call, it would have required not denying, because Mtetwa is not one of those people where there is an allegation of wrongdoing or has been arrested. So I've never heard of Mtetwa, but of importance is that I have the interest, indeed, but I could not start a parallel investigation with the commission. The commission, possibly in my head, is that this Mtetwa is going to be one of the witnesses. But now, it can't be that the commissioner is busy investigating. Now, we are now running a parallel investigation. For ours, if we want to do an investigation, the commission will be finished with theirs first. Then we can investigate who this person is. But if it were to happen now, parallel to the investigators of the commission, it could have a very wrong interpretation.
Without saying that's your reason, that would be your reason in this case, can I suggest this possible explanation why there would be an incentive to deny? It is, we now know that the person at that house is Mr. Katiso Molefe,
Correct.
who is implicated in very serious allegations. We also know, or allegations at least have been made, that he is connected to police officers, senior police officers.
Correct.
With those allegations, that in itself would provide an incentive to distance yourself from him, without saying that's what you're doing. I'm answering you're asking the question, why would you deny it? Well, there would be an incentive to deny it. Surely that's a fair proposition to make, that now that we know what we know from other witnesses, or what has been alleged, let me say that, what has been alleged by other witnesses and what is in public media, there would be an incentive to distance, for any senior police officer, in fact, to distance themselves from any association with Mr. Molefe. And I would be surprised if that was not the case.
Commissioners, I would have agreed with the commissioner if the commissioner was saying I would have an incentive to distance myself from Mr. Molefe. I would understand that. But to distance myself from someone that I have not heard of being associated with the wrongdoing, I might have a different view. I'm not saying the commissioner's view is wrong, but I would not understand why I would want to distance myself from someone that at this moment I'm not aware of wrongdoings from his part. So, yeah, so that's my response. Thank you.
I've heard your response.
Thank you. General, in fairness to you, the information that your name was used, was referenced at that scene, only became available last week when we were consulting with Warrant Officer Nkosi. You had not been informed of that prior to that. But just to follow on what the commissioners were saying is that, and I would not put it any higher than it being peculiar, that Mr. Mtetwa was identified by two people on the scene for two different reasons, and those two people didn't interact with each other, being Warrant Officer Nkosi and Captain Wanda. According to Warrant Officer Nkosi, he didn't engage anybody of the takedown team, so he wouldn't have spoken to Captain Wanda. And they both identify Mr. Mtetwa. Captain Wanda identifies him as the person whose cell phone who gave him a cell phone to speak to Brigadier Mokoena on the other end, which suggests that Brigadier Mokoena certainly knows Mr. Mtetwa. And on the other hand, it's that Warrant Officer Nkosi identifies him as the person that said he had called you. So I think there is certainly a basis for us to engage you on this as to whether you know the person and why now there would be, if you do know him, why there would be an attempt to distance yourself. But I accept what you say is that if you did know the person, certain information you would not have been privy to. You would have had certain information which you were requesting actually from General Abia, which you say supports your version that you didn't know him.
I confirm that. But also maybe to take it a point further, if I had received this call, I was going to get more information that I would have passed to the team of Mugwen, because they would have needed it. I would have given them the phone number. I would have given them an indication as to what to expect where they are going. Thank you, Commissioners.
But wouldn't that associate you with Mr. Katiso Molefe and this Mr. Mtetwa, who, according to Warrant Officer Nkosi, is related to Mr. Katiso Molefe.
But I would not have known that he's related. So I would have, if he had called me, I would have taken the call. I would not have known that, remember at that time, I would not even have known of Katiso Molefe's existence. So if I had received a call from Mr. Mtetwa, I would have taken up the call.
So I take it you deny the allegation that you and Mr. Mtetwa are old bras. You come from way back.
I don't know him. And not only that, Mtetwa is one of those not very common surnames. It's not a surname that I can easily forget. As I was preparing here, I was looking at my phone. I could see that I've got a lot of Chaukes and Mukwenas and Kumalos, but Mtetwas are very rare, at least in my space. So I would not forget that I have a friend, his name is Mtetwa, because he would most probably have been the only one.